Hello and welcome to another beautiful episode on this segment on Daybreak Africa. I am Angela Daku, and today's topic will be based on entrepreneurship, a considered option for growth in the society. With me today is an entrepreneur in person of Adetayo Adele, who will be joining us to discuss this topic. It's good to have you on the program, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Well, going straight to today's business, I would like to, entrepreneur is a well-discussed topic in the country today. I would like you to give your own opinion on the subject matter.
First off, let's define who an entrepreneur is. An entrepreneur is someone that sets up a business, taking financial risks with the hopes of getting profits in the long run. So entrepreneurship actually has to do with setting up a business with the profit in mind while taking the risk of finance. You understand? For every entrepreneur, you have a profit base in mind, but you're not sure. In the long run, it may run into a loss. But every entrepreneur is positive-minded, sees the business, goes for the hits with the hopes of making profit. So that's it.
Well, in the current state of the country now, it is seen as one of the means of elevating poverty and in a way bringing balance to our shaky economy and society today. In your own opinion, tell us about this.
Entrepreneurship actually, if done right, creates job opportunities. Like we see many graduates now waiting for white-collar jobs. Let me use myself as an example. I graduated in year 2000. Till now, I didn't even smell a white-collar job, you understand? I've always been employed in private firms till I decided to go into fashion designing. And ever since then, I've forgotten about getting a white-collar job. I'm sure even if it comes now, I would have a rethink about going forward. So it creates job opportunities for people. Then, for the critical-minded people, it's a way of tasking their brains, looking for opportunities and going for the opportunities. So that's it.
Well, how would you determine a successful entrepreneur?
A successful entrepreneur is someone that has faced the challenges of the business he or she has dabbled into, has faced the ups and downs, but is still determined to make success. Not just success, but good success. An entrepreneur isn't scared of losing along the line, because he or she is rest assured that at the end of the day, the profit will come, the gains will come. So a successful entrepreneur is one that is determined, the determination comes first, is one that is determined to make it good in the business. So,
you made mention of good profit. Is there a bad profit?
Yes, there's bad profit. When you're starting a business, it is advised you start with other people's money. But don't start with other people's money when you don't have your own money as backup. Other people's money, not that you go to people, bank loans still has to do with other people's money, grants, loans, you understand? So if you start with that, you have to have it in mind that for every kobo you're getting as loan, if the business flops, your money is there that you're going to fall back on, repay the loan, and still kick off with the business. So that's it.
Well, all your years here in Ondo and with the current time, would you say Ondo has actually adopted entrepreneurship?
To a large extent, yes. To a large extent, yes. Let's consider the present getting rich quick syndrome. Yes, thank you, syndrome. Getting rich quick syndrome that has invaded every sector of life. And you see an SS3 student that wants to drive a Jeep. What has he done? that kind of person, you know, the mentality now is such that once you're in the labor market, you have to make it big, you have to, and success is gradual. It doesn't come in one day. Every rich person out there has had their down times. If you go to renowned rich people and you sit with them, you'll understand that they have had periods that they cried in their closets because of the losses they have made, because of the challenges they were faced with. But you know, Ondo has adopted entrepreneurship to a large extent, in the sense that, you know, you hear about trainings here and there. Like presently, I know someone is into the 3D graphics training. Another person is into tailoring for free. And at the end of the day, like, I don't know much about the 3D training, but for the one that is into the fashion designing training, at the end of the day, 5 of them will be picked and would be equipped, will be empowered with a sewing machine. So at least to kickstart whatever they have in mind. So to a large extent, yes, they have adopted entrepreneurship in Ondo.
If they decide to adopt it in a larger form, how do you suppose it's going to affect Ondo's economy? In fact, in all aspects of it, how is it going to affect Ondo, aside the economy?
It will be favorable, one. Then looking at the present economy of the country. Okay, I use myself as an example now. I had graduated in year 2000. I have worked with many private firms. So I decided, if I had known then, while I was in school, I would have signed up with, because my course happened to be in line with a skill acquisition. So if I had known then, if I had had the education I have now, I would have gone for the training then, and I would have been the better for it. I would not be at this level.
Sorry, which course did you study, ma?
I studied home economics. I know home economics is divided into fashion designing, clothing and textile, interior decoration, childcare, education. No, it's vast. So if I had known that, and then I specialized in clothing and textile. But what you learn within the 4 walls of school would not be enough. A 6-year program would not be enough to face the world. Let me put it that way. So
you will discover that presently entrepreneurship is being taught in schools as part of their scheme. So if this happens, that after some years children adopt entrepreneurship, have you thought about it? Who will be there to work for who?
Entrepreneurship has many aspects. I enrolled my daughter in the same fashion academy that I went to. They had a section for summer students. She was in JSS3 then. I enrolled her. As I was enrolling her, other people were enrolling their children in makeup artistry. Some went for shoemaking. I'm a fashion designer. I don't know how to make shoes. So if the need arises, I would go for another entrepreneur to service my own need. A fashion designer is not expected to know, no, she might know how to make shoes. Like, I have a fair idea, you know, YouTube has everything now. I have a fair idea of how to make shoes. But then you can't compare the shoe I make with the shoe someone that really went for the training makes, you understand? So, someone in one aspect of skill acquisition would not know, will be ignorant in another aspect. So, you know, it's like a trade by barter thing. Service my need, service your own need. So whether we like it or not, we would all have people to work with one another, because the needs will always be there, and the people providing, supplying for the needs will be there too. So,
well, this entrepreneurship, do you suppose it works for everybody?
No, it doesn't work for everybody. If you're not business-minded, you're not business-minded. Because for every business person, you know, you get the people that will come to you and tell you, please, meet this need, I'll pay you later.
So you have to be business inclined?
Yes, you have to be business inclined. And you have to learn to put your feet down and say no. Although for every business to thrive, you still have the people that would always come for credit. You understand? But when the people that go for credit becomes more than the people that pay, then there's a problem. So an entrepreneur has to be business-minded, and not everyone is business-minded. If you don't know how to ask for your money, don't dabble into business. You can't be a good entrepreneur. So,
what ways do you suppose one could ask for money? Because some people are actually afraid of approaching, some people thinking about how they will be feeling and all of that. So, as a business person,
let's say, Angela, you sold. If you come to sew, I'll collect my 70% deposit. So I can easily overlook the 30%. If you decide not to pay. But if I realize that person is a habitual habitual debtor, no. The next time I see you, I know our phone is there now. Madam, I hope you've not forgotten that you've not seen me yet. I'm still waiting for you. We have needs, ma. Please, I'm waiting for you. No courtesy now, while putting your feet down, while making your request known. Just you have to ask for your money. So that's it.
With your years of experience, ma, can you tell us the limitations associated with entrepreneurship?
There are many. Like when I started out, I started with 20,000 naira. I'm talking about, I think 2016 was when I eventually decided to go for my passion. 20,000 naira being the payment I made for the man that taught me in fashion design. Now, after the 20,000, I cleared my accounts then because I didn't have the money. You understand? So I paid the 20,000 naira, and I was not left with how to get a sewing machine in the long run. I would say I was lucky because I had siblings that already, you know, as soon as we graduated, they got jobs, and I just told a few people, I've started fashion design training. Before I finished my training, I already had a manual machine. And by the time I worked for a while, I made the money to buy an industrial machine. I've not even started using it because the power supply in our Nigeria is not encouraging. So in the long run, I got my industrial machine. And, you know, from the business, the business will source for the equipment needed, will source for the needs, you understand? So lack of money, lack of capital, let me not say money because we all have money, but lack of the startup capital is one major problem entrepreneurs face in Nigeria. You see someone that's, I know a church member that went into shoemaking that needed, I think 25,000 to get her, a lady, to get the machine. I don't know, she mentioned the name, I've forgotten, yeah, it's not my field. She needed money, so it was more like starting a GoFundMe account to get the 25,000 naira to get and it's just one out of many equipment that she needed. Then the government policies have not been favorable. The government will tell you, go into agriculture, go into one skill or the other. But the challenge is, even before the training starts, they already know the people that would partake in it, and they are the people that don't even need the training. You get? You can imagine going for an interview, and at the end of the day, the people that get the job are faces you didn't even see during the interview. That has been happening. So government policies have not been favorable. Economic situation of the country has not been favorable for entrepreneurs. You know, like that. And then the mindset, again, the average person, the average kid out there wants to make money without working. And entrepreneurship entails working, as in hard work. So That's it.
Should entrepreneurship be adopted, would education be given less attention? Especially when it is made no secret that with entrepreneurship, one can be very, very successful.
There's no way you can forget what you learned within the four walls of school and not apply it in every facet of life. So what we learned in school would definitely come to play during entrepreneurship. Like, okay, I'll still use myself as an example. I studied home economics. I specialized in clothing and textile while in school. By the time I eventually went for training, I went for freehand training. What we learned in school is pattern drafting. You know, drafting the pattern on the pattern paper before transferring it to the fabric. You get. So while learning with a free hand, you know, from time to time, I would come across something that I learned when I was in school, and I'll be able to apply it. You know, it made me better. It made me better than the ones that I wouldn't want to call them illiterates, but that did not acquire education in stride, you get. So education has to come into play in entrepreneurship. Fine, you can, one can be lucky and not be educated and still make it, but it's on a real level. It's on a real level. They'll make it, but then they'll still need an educated person to help them out in many aspects of whatever they're doing. So.
From your own opinion, would you advise that the government take up entrepreneurship as a very, very important sector?
Yes, because whether we like it or not, the fact remains that the white-collar jobs are not available anymore. And for the few that get it, they discover that being salary earners isn't it. Let me put it that way. It's not it. You still have to. You need diverse sources of income to survive as a salary earner. That's where entrepreneurship comes into play. And for the government to, if the government takes up entrepreneurship and ensures virtually everyone goes into it, it would be nice. But the fact remains that the government policies are not really favorable, and if government takes it up the right way, yes, it would benefit almost everyone that's interested in it. But with the present trend in economy, present trend in the government, forget it. Forget it for now. No, Nigeria hasn't attained that height yet.
Thank you so much, Ma, for your time. It has been an interesting discourse so far. And I suppose to my viewers that this has also been an interesting topic to you. My favorite part was when she said you have to be business inclined to gain good profits. Well, this is where we'll draw the curtain for today. Till we meet next time, I am Angela Daku.